If you're struggling as a trader, listen, just give me a little bit of your time here. Not because I have some magical secret you've never heard before, but because the exact phase you're stuck in right now, I lived there. I camped there. I built a fucking house there. I practically paid rent in that phase. And if I could go back and talk to that version of myself, that frustrated, overthinking, caffeinated, mentally broken version, this is exactly what I would say to him. Look at this chart. See that boring, flat, depressing section? The part that looks like the market is taking a nap. Yeah, that's where most traders feel like they are. You're learning, you're reading, you're watching videos like this, you're doing all the things, but your P&L is just like, nope, it's flat, it's sideways, it's emotionally disrespectful. And here's the crazy part. That flat, miserable section is usually the part right before absolutely everything changes. You know when price just consolidates for days and you're staring at it thinking, bro, do something. That's how the journey feels. You're putting in effort and you're putting in the hours and nothing moves. And because nothing moves, you start questioning everything. Should I change my strategy? Should I try futures instead? Or, I don't know, maybe I should switch to crypto. Should I become a monk? Or should I go back to school? And it's funny because you're doing more work than ever, but you're getting no results. But here's what I didn't understand back then. This stage isn't there to break you. It's there to build something inside that you're going to need later. This phase exposes every weakness you didn't even know you had. Your impatience, your impulsiveness, the fear of missing out, your obsession with being right. And I'll be honest, early on, I thought the market was the problem. I'd look at the chart and I'd be like, why are you moving like this? Just be normal. As if the market was supposed to adjust its behavior for me, right? And then I realized, no, it's me who was behaving like an untrained toddler with a brokerage account. This phase forces you to meet the version of yourself you've been avoiding, the version that wants the shortcuts, the version that just wants that dopamine hit. You want instant results. You can't hide from yourself in trading. You can lie, you can distract yourself with noise, but the moment you sit in front of the chart, there's nowhere to hide. And that's something that took me literally years to understand. Your emotional state is the lens through which you interpret price. When you're scared, everything looks like a trap. When you're greedy, everything looks like a setup. And when you're frustrated, everything looks like a chance to make it back. And that's when you really go in and revenge trade. When you're overconfident, well, that's when the market publicly humbles you. Some days you wake up disciplined and other days you wake up feeling like today's the day I ruin my life. And without a routine, without emotional awareness, your trading becomes a reflection of whatever mood you're in during that day. It's not a strategy problem, and it's definitely not an indicator problem. It's an operational problem. You ever notice that the same setup hits beautifully on a day when you're calm, but completely fails on the days that you're anxious? The market didn't change, you did. It's the most exhausting part of the journey. You know what you're supposed to do, right? But you keep doing the opposite. You know you're supposed to wait. You know you're supposed to follow the model. And every time you break your rules, you're like, why am I like this? It feels like you've got two versions of you. You have the disciplined version who's like, stay calm, trust the plan, and that emotional gremlin who's like, just push the button. What's the worst that could happen, right? As if the worst hasn't happened 50 times already. I stayed in that flat, miserable phase for longer than I'd like to admit, and not because I wasn't learning. I was studying every single day, like I was literally obsessed. But what I didn't realize was I was trying to build consistent results without becoming a consistent person. And once that clicked, man, everything changed. I stopped rushing. I stopped trying to catch every move. I stopped trading because I was bored. I stopped needing validation from the market, and instead I built a routine. I built discipline. I built patience, which, by the way, was the hardest thing because my personality is like, so are we rich yet? But once the internal version of me matured, the way I saw the chart changed basically overnight. Setups made more sense. Biases became way more clearer. I stopped fighting the market and I started working with it. A lot of traders want consistency, but they don't want the emotional work that makes consistency possible. You want structure without being structured, and you want discipline without practicing discipline. You want patience, but you also want your account to double by Friday, bro. Trading is the most brutally honest mirror you will ever look into. It reflects exactly who you are. And the moment you fix you, the chart really opens up. And here's the funny thing about breakthroughs. They don't feel like breakthroughs. There's no dramatic moment where the angels sing and the charts start lighting up. It's very subtle. One day I guess you stop forcing trades. You stop trying to be right. You stop caring about impressing anyone with your wins. And that for me was the most profound thing. Your losses don't break you the way they used to. Your wins don't inflate your ego anymore, and you become, I guess, more stable, more emotionally neutral. And once that happens, the setups you used to struggle with suddenly feel, well, obvious. It's like the market didn't change. It's you that finally became the version of yourself capable of seeing it clearly. So if you're struggling right now, if you feel stuck, discouraged, or even frustrated, I want you to hear this from someone who has lived in the exact pain. You're not behind, you're not failing, and you're definitely not broken. You're just in the part of the chart that most people quit, during that accumulation phase. And the work you're doing right now, even if it doesn't show up in your P&L yet, it's building the version of you who will become consistent. So don't walk away before the move. Don't quit before the breakout, right? Your expansion phase is coming. So stay the course, keep showing up, and trust that this struggle is shaping the trader that you're actually becoming. And at the end of the day, when you do finally catch the big move, you'll look back at this phase and realize that actually you needed every part of it.